Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Praseeth. In my last video, I have discussed about the Uipath installation and a simple process run. In today's video, I'll discuss more about each activities and how it will interact with the application. Now I am going to open a process which has been already created. To open a process, click on the open. Here you can go to the corresponding folder. I'm just going to the test process folder. Here you can look for the JSON file or the XAML file. I'm just taking the XAML file and I'm opening. This process was created to launch a URL in browser. Now we can add more activities to this process and run it again. Before that, we can just run this process. Now we need to go to this activity section. Click on activities, type into, drag that activity to the sequence panel. You will get a message like indicate on screen. Here you can select the desired element, select, and in the right side you will get different properties. The main parameter is selector. On clicking the selector, you will get edit selector. Click on open UI Explorer. Here you can select a name or a label like that. Just select and click on OK. Here a warning message is showing. It's like something is missing. So we need to type some text. Now let's run the process. First close the browser. Type the desired text. Now let's move to the another activity. Click. Here you can see different click, CV click, click, double click, click image. I selected click. Indicate on screen. I'm selecting the Google search button. This also I need to make the selector correct. Here you can see a CSS selector is added. So ideally we won't select the CSS selector. Click on Open UI Explorer. I remove the CSS selector and remove the IDX value also. We won't take the IDX values for the selectors. Click on Save. Click on Validate. Click on OK. Now let's run the process again. Before running the process, close the browser. Now let's run. See the result. And discuss about another activity, skill process. Type skill process in the activity section. It is basically used to kill an application such as Chrome browser or Excel. So here we need to type the desired process name. I'm typing Chrome. Here Chrome is opened. Now let's run the process. First it will close the Chrome browser. Now it will execute the remaining steps. Likewise, if you want to kill the process Excel, drag that kill process to sequence panel and type the process name as Excel. Here I have opened an Excel file. Let's run the process. It should close the Chrome browser and Excel and continue with the remaining steps. Chrome and Excel is closed. Let's talk about a variable creation part in Uipath. To create a variable, first type an assign activity, drag it over to the sequence panel. Here I am giving the variable name. To create a variable, press Ctrl K and give the variable name. And in the right side, you can give the value. On clicking the variables panel, here variable is selected. Likewise, I can create another variable also. Now I am going to create an integer variable. Press Ctrl K. I am giving the value. On typing the variables panel, you need to select the variable type. Here I am selecting integer. Now I just want to run this process and I need to print this one. In the message box, you will get string values. So to get the integer variable, click type int var dot to string, and now let's run the process. See, the first value is first process. Now this one is getting displayed. One more thing you need to make sure about the variable creation. In the variable section, the scope. So here two scope. One is sequence and another one is browser activities. I have selected sequence. That means it will get the entire. If you don't want the browser activities, you can disable that part also. Select Ctrl D. That is commented out. To enable it again, it's Ctrl E. Now let's close the browser. Run it again. It is displaying only the message box. In UiPath, we have different iterations like for each we have and while loop we have and dragging for each. Before starting into for each loop, let's discuss how we can get files from directories. Here we have 7 files, 4 PDFs and 3 images. Now let's discuss how we can take these files from this directory. In order to get these files from directory, you need to assign this into a variable. I'm taking an assign activity. Let's create a variable. Ctrl K. And the variable type should be array of string. Now in the value section, we need to give directory.get files. We need to give the path, take the path, put it in quotes. Okay. Now we need to iterate this into a for each loop. Here we will get this item into files. In this property section, we'll get object type. Here we need to mention files. The item will be each items and the files will be the array of string. Let's give a message box activity in the for each loop. In order to get each files, I need to type item.toString. That means each file name should get displayed. Now let's run the process again. See, first file invoice 1, invoice 2, invoice 3, invoice 4. Now the image files. Now we have learned how files can take from the directory. Next I am going to demonstrate how we can take only PDF files from the directory. We just need to make a simple change. Here the directories, put it in quotes, start.pdf. Now let's run it again. See, only PDF is displaying. It skipped the images. Next I am going to discuss about how we can search a particular invoice in for each loop. In order to get that, we need to use if. Drag that if activity to the sequence panel. Here I am going to use path.get file name. We have a file name and file name without extension is there. I am going to use file name without extension. Inside that I am using item because it is inside a for each loop. I'm going to compare with the string, so giving it a string invoice 2. Here I am dragging a message box activity. It will be item else item not found. Here are some more warning messages there. So now type of the for each loop is our object, make it a string. Okay, now let's run the process. During the first iteration, item not found. Second, this item is displaying, item not found. Third, fourth. In this video, I have discussed more about each activities in Uipath. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.